Arsenal versus Newcastle last minute preparations as they charge for their game of football that's going to be played today at 23 hours at the Emirates Stadium. In the record, in the last 10 games, Newcastle has not gone ahead to score a goal when they are playing against Arsenal, and they've gone ahead to lose 10, I think, and have gone ahead to draw once. It shows you that Arsenal have gone ahead to have a very huge winning run at Newcastle. Arsenal comes into this encounter after losing to FC Porto in the midweek, and they are really charged to obviously take it to the next level of really keeping their foot on the pedal to see to it that they stop the side of Liverpool and Man City. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name, and hope you guys are really having fun. And it's a Saturday, the 24th of February, meaning that we are left with just 5 days to end this month, and hope you guys are really willing to obviously get us where we deserve to be by subscribing to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And let's continue to obviously see to it that we smash the like button close to 200 times, and don't forget to subscribe. We are left with 24 subscribers to make it to 19,600 subscribers. So let's see 24 people subscribe onto this channel to see to it that by the next time I come here to record a video, it's gonna be 19,600. Then we look for another next 100 to see to it that we hit 19,700. I think that's where we're supposed to be, and a lot is gonna be put up for you. Now let's get straight into the Mikel Arteta talk as he faces the side of Newcastle. And Arteta on why Newcastle are a tough team to beat. He said, well, they are a really good team. They are a really good team. They are really well coached, and they have fantastic players. They have a great spirit within the team, and they are difficult to beat for us and for many other opponents. So the Newcastle that Arteta is talking about is a Newcastle that finished 4th last season. But this season, I think they've been played off the park a lot, and their position on the Premier League table really comes out to show you exactly what Newcastle is all about. Newcastle is really doing bad in the Premier League this season, and when you look at the table, it really shows you that they are really struggling. Let me try to get you this Premier League table and really flash it on your screen, and you guys see exactly what I'm talking about. Newcastle are really struggling, and their struggles are not gonna end now because the injuries they're really having are really huge. If you really don't have Joe Wellington, Sandro Tonali is being suspended, Callum Wilson, Alexandria Isak, Fabian Schär, Ban, the targets are all injured. So they're really having lots of injuries, and they need a redemption, and I don't know how it's gonna happen. Now, last season Newcastle was still 4th, by the way. I think it was even 3rd. It was even 3rd. So when you look at Newcastle right now, Newcastle is placed 8th. Look, 8th with 37 points in 25 games played. So even when you talk about the top 4, Newcastle is 12 points off the top 4, and I don't see it even surpass Brighton. I don't see it even surpass Man United, because if they lose against Arsenal today and Man United win today, by the way, for Man United, they're going to play before Newcastle plays, meaning that Newcastle is going to come into this game of football when they are 10 points behind Man United if Man United goes ahead to win. So that shows you exactly how bad it's going to look for the side of Newcastle. Tough side to beat. Can they raise up to the occasion? Let's wait and see, but I don't really doubt what Arteta is saying, that they're a tough side to beat. They're really a hard side to beat, and I know you just need to raise up to the occasion to obviously cause them what we call a huge beating. But when you look at the number of goals Newcastle has gone ahead to concede, they've gone ahead to concede like 12 in their previous 4-5 games, and we've seen games where they've gone ahead to concede 5, and that 4 or 5. And that shows you that when they are playing out Emirates, they need to obviously park the bus and hit Arsenal on the break. If they open up like they've got ahead to do always, I don't think that Eddie Howe will survive an annihilation at the club of Arsenal. Then Arteta, on the desire for revenge against Newcastle, he said, well, I could sense in the dressing room straight away that we wanted to play the next day after that defeat. That feeling that you get, I'm sure that when they come back in an hour or two, I'm going to be seeing that desire again. So you remember that moment. Most of you, have you forgotten that moment? Let me try to see whether I can really get you that moment, right? That goal was scored by Anthony Gordon, but it had close to 3 red flags. First and foremost, the first red flag, you get? The first red flag, the first red flag was the ball was off the line. Sorry, the ball was outside. The ball was outside. And that ball being outside, it resulted into, is it Murphy? I think no, it was not Murphy. It was the former Arsenal Academy graduate, that is Joe Willock, who went ahead to obviously hit that ball. And it really went in. But you'll never forget this moment, guys. Don't tell me you've forgotten. That is the moment that Arteta is talking about that resulted into Arsenal conceding that controversial goal. And the fact is, the ball was out as you see it. VAR went ahead to reward that goal. The other red flag was Joe Wellington, who heads that ball to find Anthony Gordon, touched or pushed Gabriel Magalhaes, and they went ahead not to give that also. So there are very many red flags onto that goal, and that's why Arteta is talking about revenge. Revenge. He's talking about revenge, and that's why he's telling you that he could see it in the dressing room straight away, and the players wanted to play Newcastle the next day. He's really confirmed with us that even right now, the players are charged up and they want to obviously revenge to the side of Newcastle and show them that you people, you went ahead to really take away our points, and you never really deserved it. You never really deserved it at any point X. But because you really went ahead to Regis, we're here to give you a headache and a beating that you guys really deserve. So that is it coming through from from Arsenal and Mikel Arteta, and his army is ready for revenge. And Arsenal are really going to come in through and really show Newcastle that what you went ahead and stole from us has not gone ahead to bear results for you. That is it. Then before we go into the footage that happened at the Sobha Training Center, Arteta was asked on how much energy is left in the tank. Why ask Mikel Arteta on how much energy is left in the tank? Because Arsenal played in the midweek against FC Porto. Arteta said a lot because I think lots of players haven't played significant minutes this season, and important players as well. So I can sense that there are still 5 or 6 who have a lot of effort of them and the other ones, because after what happened last year, we want to make sure that this season is very different, and that brings a lot of energy because we know what we are facing. So I think players that have gone ahead to be playing all the minutes at Arsenal have been Benjamin White, Gabriel Magalhaes, William Saliba. I think Martin Odegaard recently, they've not gone ahead to bench him. Saka has been rested, Kai Havertz has been rested, Trossard has been rested, Martinez has been rested. So I think the only players you're talking about are Gabriel Magalhaes, Ben White, and Saliba. But when you talk about Declan Rice, in the previous 2 games has been taken off and he only played 90, so that means he's going to be there. Bukayo Saka, in the previous Premier League games, he has been taken off and rested a little bit, so that means even if he played the full 90 when Arsenal is being beaten by FC Porto, it won't really affect his career, according to me. So let's get into this moment and see how things are really panning out for Arsenal. Now, this is Reece Nelson and Nketiah, and it looks like this pair might be leaving in the summer because all of them are really unhappy. At the age of Eddie Nketiah, you'd like to be getting more minutes, and at the age is 23 years of age, that is Reece Nelson. He would like to be getting in more minutes. And I think Arsenal did all this not to really lose out on money, because by the time they gave Eddie Nketiah a contract, his contract had really run down. You know, that is last year but one. Then Reece Nelson, it was just last year in the summer when they renewed his contract. But I think those two will be leaving. Jorginho, Smalling, and Sobha Reality, all right. That is Jorginho in there for you. Thomas Partey and William Saliba. Arsenal fans are really excited about Thomas Partey's return. But I told you, your excitement should only happen if you see to it that Arteta plays him in that midfield, because that is his best position. Having to play him as a right back, I think it won't really act well. Mikel Arteta all smiles as he really gazes at the Arsenal players. Then Thomas Partey, Kai Havertz and Trossard, all that trio in the training session of Arsenal at the Sobha Reality Training Center. That is it. This is Saliba and Elneny obviously doing the needful. Remember, even Elneny is one of those players whose contract is running out in the summer. And I think Arsenal are going to really give him a farewell. Then Odegaard and Trossard, very talented two players whose magic never went ahead to showcase while they were in FC Porto. But this time around, you never know what is going to happen when they're taking on the side of Newcastle. Saliba, obviously in training at the Soboha Reality Training Center. Emile Smith, one of the players that I think should really get into the team, and I thought that Arteta would have gone ahead by the way to get him some minutes, like even 15 when they are playing out in Porto, would have gone ahead to make a lot of difference in there. Declan Rice also alongside Emile Smith Rowe. And remember what Emile Smith talked about Declan Rice, that when he met him at the England national team before he signed for Arsenal, obviously Rice was a very amicable and welcoming person. That's what he said in his own words. Then Martin Odegaard, right, the captain, smiling and getting ready to take on the side of Newcastle. Odegaard, again, doing the needful. Saka, obviously pointing a finger at an Arsenal player that was during the training session, and you see to it that this guy is really having 12 goals and I think some 7-8 assists. So all what he has to do is simple. Let him get himself going. That is it. And rise up and really continue his stretch. Declan Rice, and I think this is Shows Dobry, there for you, training at the Sobha Reality Training Ground. This is Saka, obviously, doing the needful and trying to really shield off the youngster and training very well at the academy. At the training ground of Arsenal, that is the Sobha. Now, I'm really having one problem with Arteta. These youngsters should obviously be getting in some minutes, you know. They should be getting in some minutes, but he's not really getting them. This is Nwaneri being challenged by Bukayo Saka during that last training session at the Emirates. And this is Kai Havertz also taking on the other opponents. This one looks like an academy player. Arteta issuing instructions during the training sessions at the Soboha, right? Then Benjamin White comes in through to really play his part there, and this is Elneny, all smiles and really fired up for what is going to be a very good day for Arsenal. This is Saliba. Obviously, he was still in the gym before he went to the green grass. And this is Benjamin White, also doing some gym work. Thomas Partey doing the gym work with most of the people in there for you. And that's where the excitement really comes in from the Arsenal fans. They really want him back. Other prayers are that let him not get a setback. That is the most important bit of it all. Because when he gets one, then another turmoil will be at Arsenal, because you need these players here. The experience of Thomas Partey, he also has some Champions League experience, because for the seasons he played for the side of Atletico Madrid, Thomas Partey played in the Champions League, and it's very annoying that when he has gone ahead to take Arsenal to the Champions League, he cannot really play for them. And I think he hasn't played a minute. You know, has he played a minute in the any Champions League game? I don't think so. So it looks like he's pushing hard to come and really live up to the expectation as Thomas Partey. Now, this is Declan Rice, obviously doing the needful in the gym and getting ready. And Bukayo Saka, the man, all smiles to really take you to where you guys deserve to be. So that's what we had for you here. On to the last Arsenal preparations as they really take on the side of Newcastle, and it's really gonna be hot. Arsenal have gonna hate to put in the last charge, and remember, they've gonna hate to obviously do the needful and beat this side of Newcastle very many times. Apart from last season, that's when Newcastle went ahead to pack the bars and it drew at Emirates 0-0. But there were chances for Arsenal to kill off the game, but they couldn't really get there. Even Newcastle had some good chances, but they couldn't really finish. Especially, I think there were 2 or 3 set piece situations coming in from the corner that saw that ball delivered on the back post, and I think Joe Wellington, the other one was Fabia Scher, and there are 3 times when Newcastle would have gone ahead to really put themselves ahead of Arsenal, but it never went on well as planned. So thank you very much. Rokani David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later, and I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. The Muslims, Barakallahu Fikum. See you later. Good morning.